So I'm often asked, how did I get into the business of design? Well, I didn't. The business got into me.
Our next speaker is a designer, thought leader, hotelier, entrepreneur, adventurer, and developer. May I please have Jimmy Mistry on the screen, please?
Good evening to all of you. Design is a metaphor when we are talking about my life has been woven with design. I did a backdoor entry into the world of design, and I had no clue as a school student or in college during my engineering days, I'm going to get into the business of design. However, as it happened, I got in through a backdoor, and every single thing I've done in my life since then has been to do with the world of design. Well, design is a multiplier in business, so let me take you through the journey of all the 6 verticals that we run in business today, be it resorts, adventure, villas, data, or the interior manufacturing and trading business, which is stores. All these 6 businesses were joined in by design. It's been a fantastic journey. In '96, I went into the business of design, and the starting point, another Parsi gentleman played a very important role, was Rustam Tirandas. There you see Rustam standing for the first inauguration of first Italian furniture exhibition done by anybody in the country. This was done at Nehru Center. We started representing 27 Italian companies. We went into manufacturing the very year because something strange happened. Government of India decided to stop imports and remove the imports from special import license, made it into negative for imports of furniture. I had again to take Rustam's help, go to Delhi, request the Commerce Minister. Then it was Chidambaram, and thanks to Rustam, he met up with me. He said he will not help us. And I remember Rustam Tirandas trying to fold his hands and say, Jimmy is like my son. But he says, I know, Mr. Tirandas, who you are, and I know how honest you are. So those were Chidambaram's words. And we stepped out of the cabin, and to our utter surprise, Chidambaram had passed the file and put up a condition that you will get into a SSI registration, which is a small scale industry registration. And hence, I had to put up a factory. 97, we put up a factory in Daman, and that was a factory on rental that started manufacturing furniture instead of importing. But everything I had learned within the world of imports and design in Italy held good in those days. We went into a rapid expansion mode, set up offices in Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Pune, and Mumbai, set up showrooms in all these cities, did some of the finest projects. During this time, I also did a misadventure that was a learning lesson for me in later part of my year. We set up a showroom in Dubai and started doing projects there in '98, which was the worst year for Dubai in recession. Back to India, things went completely, what we started off with, we had to take a step back because tried to venture into New York and start selling to Macy's and Bloomingdale's. Again, Rustam Tirandas came with me there. We had wonderful 2 trips together, visited the Vatican, but during those trips, what I got to learn from him was some of life's most valuable lessons. He taught me how to trust an unknown taxi driver in Rome. He taught me a lot of things during those trips. New York was unsuccessful. I had to shut down Dubai because of recession. I had to shut down majority of the branches in India, all because we grew too fast and too soon. We could not handle it. We could not manage it. We didn't have the management bandwidth. Again, in the year 2000, we diverged and put up turnkey interiors. During this time period, we had already become known in the country, and design was always the reason why I thought we could design something better than the architects who were our clients during sales of furniture. By '99, we had completely recovered financially. 2000, we moved into turnkey interiors, and ever since that time, we never looked back. So 2000 to 2004 was an amazing period. We did projects and projects across the country. One of the first projects was Deepak Parekh's HDFC at Reman House, the same building where he sat. First turnkey interiors. ILFS was another great project. We supplied some 400 workstations, and these were designs which are cutting edge, designed by Herman Miller those days. We did our own version, modified the design, and even today these workstations hold good in the building. It was designed by architect Hafiz Contractor. He gave me the first break at ILFS. We designed the first turnkey interiors for Star TV, and it won me the Young Design Practice Award. I'd never gone through a single day of design learning in any school or college. So I was perhaps a completely non-qualified architect or designer who got this award, that too for Young Design Practice in 2000. After that, we never looked back. That's Radio City, radio station across India were designed by us. We became very well known after doing Star with media. In India, almost any television channel you would turn were my designs. So Star Z, Sara, NDTV, MTV, Channel V, Neo Sports, Sky, Prime Focus Studios. All these are some of the projects that we did. We were masters and champions in designing studios. We were always ahead of our time in terms of trying to blend in engineering with design. After all, I had gone through enough classes in my diploma in mechanical engineering before I dropped out of college. So that's a wire suspended staircase across in glass threads. Bajaj headquarters in Pune for Rajiv and Sanjeev Bajaj. Each of my design jobs got me closer to managements of organizations. And it was some fantastic learning lessons. Rajiv Bajaj is somebody I really look up to, even today. And everything that man has taught me during my interaction in those days while designing Bajaj Auto holds good. We share a wonderful equation and relationship even now. So that's Bajaj Auto headquarters. We designed Pro Biking as a brand for Rajiv. By the time we had matured in design, and apart from doing only interior design, we would actually blend in a couple of expertise. We would bring in managements. That would be deep amount of understanding of branding, internal communications, conceptualizing brands, retail, visual merchandise. We would bring in lots and lots of value add, and we always came up with our special take as advice to managements on human resource, how to organize their structures or flatten their structures. That's a very powerful brand we created. We won multiple retail design awards in 70 cities across India. We created the brand Pro Biking, and it was such a strong resemblance of the brand that even if you were to change the motorcycle Bajaj and put up a Honda there, which was an arch competitor, people would still recognize this as the Bajaj store. Kingfisher, from the first office onwards for Kingfisher Airline, was designed by us. I remember the first aircraft arriving in India. I remember the second aircraft and going to Tirupati with Vijay Mallya. So no matter what the world says about him, I have a great lot of respect for the amount of hard work he used to put into business. I've seen that man slog and struggle. All the other stories aside, I have learned best of things from best of people across. This won us Hospitality Design Awards. My brief by Vijay Mallya was to design the interiors design the lounges identical to the similar of interiors of the aircraft. We collaborated with Pittman's Architects New York, and that's where we arrived at these designs. We designed the Kingfisher headquarters also in Bangalore, and that's a replica of the F1 car, a replica 1:10 scale model of the Kingfisher Airlines airplanes. Designed as Yacht. It's a 100-year-old yacht, more than 100 years now. There's a story to this yacht that we designed. Of course, it was owned by Dr. Mallya then. It was originally gifted by Richard Burton to Elizabeth Taylor. It was designed on Edwardian theme. So I had to get into research and learn everything about that was to learn of the Edwardian era of design. We reconstructed this entire yacht, got into marine architecture, added a floor on the yacht, moved the bridge from the front, opened it up to the owner's cabin, and took it on a level 2. So this was some of the disruptions that we did on a 100-year-old vessel. In fact, initially when I proposed the designs to the client, I was ridiculed and said, you think this is a building that you can construct a floor. I proved him wrong in a couple of months and churned up the design. It taught me a lot about marine architecture and design within the seas. So lots and lots of corporate headquarters across the length and breadth of the country we've designed. I think we must have designed more than 250 headquarters across India. In a cycle, we would do about 40 projects. Some of the magazines on which we were featured on the cover, and we got into high-end residential interior design. So for me, I would never allow myself to be stagnated with a particular look and feel in design. I wanted my designs to be as eclectic, as contemporary, as traditional, and as indigenized for the sake of design thinking and giving it deep-rooted design ideologies within the landscapes where I design.